Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 23 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. In our last episode, we said goodbye to our friend and colleague. God, I've already forgotten his name. Cerulli, Johnny Cerulli. Wow, I'm a jackass. And I asked in the comments of last week's video, because we went 162 and then just got bounced out early. And I really saw three scenarios presented in the comments. The first option was going backwards, dropping from 16 to 14 teams, thereby making being the best team in the league more valuable because you get a bye week. The second option I heard was go ahead and expand to 16. No, the other side, the other one was keep it at 16, but go to a 5-game wildcard series. And hang on real quick, because there were three really good choices here, and I wanted to talk them out before telling you what I'm going to decide to do. So I'm just going to pull up YouTube here in the background. And content. Also, apologies for mislabeling the OOTP video. I put the wrong title on the wrong video. So you might have been very, very confused. And if so, then I apologize. Here we go. So one person said go backwards. Another one says go back to 14 and then make a world card, a 5-game wild card, and then the other one said you're fine, just leave it as is. And those are all very valid options. Here's what I'm thinking. I am thinking we're going to do two changes. I'm going to combine the two approaches that were offered to me because I really think it gives us the best possible scenario. I don't want there to be no randomness. I want there to be the possibility for Cinderella stories because I think that's what makes sports exciting. If every number one seed in March Madness always won all the time, that would be boring and nobody would watch. You got to get those 16s upsetting 1s, 15s upsetting 2s, etc., etc., etc. I don't really follow basketball, but even I understand the value of that. Or, in baseball, a wild card team winning the World Series. Those are all really, really cool. And I don't want to lose that just to make the playoffs the way that I think they should be made. So I'm going to do both things. I am going to remove one wild card from each league. But I am also going to expand the wildcard series to best of 5. With the person with the better seed getting the extra home game. Oh, I see. This is only the home team. We're going to do 3 home, 2 away. I still think that gives the person with a better seed a slight edge, but it's going to come down to whoever has the best 5-person team. The other option that was presented to me, by the way, was what if you just did 7-game series for everything? I don't want to go that far. I don't want to go that far. I don't want to go that far. But I do think this makes sense. I think this gives us the best possible, most competitive postseason, while also offering us plenty of flexibility, and we're going to get a chance to see new teams each year. So I feel pretty good about this. I'm going to leave it like this, I think, for the rest of the season. I'm not going to change the playoffs again. I think it's something truly absurd like 42 teams or 50. But you know what we're going to do also? I'm going to confirm. I'm going to do one other thing here. It's not under that. I'm sure they didn't take it out. I'm just not finding it. Oh, I also want to turn on the draft lottery, but I already did that. So we're going to use the MLB default version of the lottery, and we'll go from there. Options. Here we go. Off. I'm turning expansion off because I think 42 teams is too many teams. 38 teams is too many teams, which is what we have right now. I'm just going to turn it off. And I think that's also going to help us out a bit more. I love the rest of it, and I like that the league feels dynamic, but I'm definitely going to do that. Alright. Goodbye, Johnny Cerulli. Man, I really didn't read this contract as well as I should have. In full disclosure. And a couple people said I gave up on him too soon. Maybe. But he's a home run first player in a park that suppresses home runs. And if we're talking $10 million per win, I've been getting good value up to this point, but he's already 30. And I just genuinely don't think he is going to be a good enough fit. So long, Johnny Cerulli. And we're going to need to make some moves in the offseason. Now, I happen to be lucky enough to have a pretty giant war chest. So for the right player, we can make a big push. If the season started today, I don't know who my outfielder would be. It might be Brian Williamson, actually. I might genuinely give him a chance to be our opening day right fielder. But we'll see what happens. The other multi-million-dollar elephant in the room at the end of the season is going to be Manny Pozo. I got 2 more years one more year with this gentleman. Sorry, I should really not worry about contracts up until the end. Did I do... There's one series I deliberately didn't do arbitration, but I think it was the other series. Yes, this is all dealt with. I'm not giving any of you fuckers compensation. Yeah, you're not interested because you suck, dude. Excellent. Eric Basabi is pretty happy. As he should be. Lots of singles in. I almost think RJ Padilla's best possible future is one as an ass-kicking reliever and not so much as a starting pitcher. I know that's what he wants. I know he wants to be a starting pitcher. I think he needs to adjust his expectations up because he's never going to throw enough strikes to be a good starter. He just isn't. But he strikes out so many people, and he's got such a good pitch mix that I definitely think he is best suited being a big-time reliever. That's just my opinion, though. The fans love them some Joe Jobson, and why not, honestly? He had an amazing season as our closer last year. Excellent. We're keeping the band together, and it won 100 games, so I don't see why that's a bad thing. All of you cleared waivers, so let's send you to Indy. Anyone else that's Rule 5 eligible that I definitely need to keep? Brandon Baldwin is still green as fuck, and he's had several professional seasons. I just don't think it's worth putting him on the roster. Edwin Woods, honestly, same deal. He's had a long professional career. He's thrown quite a few innings. He just hasn't developed. Mario Tejeda is... like, he's okay. I think I'm going to actually trade Tejeda. I don't want to lose him for nothing, which I think is what's going to happen. And Ernesto Turner is just not very good. If I trade Tejeda and Turner, I wonder if I can get something of value. Perhaps. Alright, so I want to look at this roster, and I'm just going to trade those two gentlemen. Tejeda and Turner. Okay. So I'm really looking for... actually, I guess that's a fair question. What am I looking for here? Pitching is possible. Or replacing right fielder, potentially. An upgraded catcher, although that might actually come from Joe. Joe might actually be the answer to that question. A big name starter wouldn't go amiss. Let's just see what's being offered to me, though. I do like Xavier Brown, but I'm pretty set for first base for a while. I mean, I guess he could be a DH. That's true. That is a factory jackery. Nope. No, I don't really feel like bringing back Joe West that badly. Okay, let's look only at prospects and regulars, and I only want to look at outfielders. Because I want to see if there is a potential starting caliber outfielder here. That just maybe needs an opportunity. Not Andy Haas, though. I'm not saying I don't like him, but that's a lot of money. I just don't think that's smart. Amari Knowles is currently the winner, and it's not particularly close. That is a really good prospect. Yeah, I'm not going to keep looking. I found my man in Amari Knowles. Let's go ahead and shortlist you first of all. Actually, I guess I have to trade for you first. And I want to try to get one more prospect out of you. I know it's not going to be very likely, but I want to try. A lot of your prospects are very, very young, which means they're very far away from the majors. Nah, I'm just going to pull the trigger here. I'll try two prospects for a better prospect. Easy choice. I'm definitely going to shortlist you, and I'm definitely going to take personal control of your development. So Amari Knowles has only had 1 year in rookie ball. I think keeping him there does make some sense. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep him there for right now. Okay. Let's get through award season. Interesting. I'm not giving a Mike Iglesias, but this is a very interesting skill set for me. Oh, look at this. You cannot hit lefties at all. I think I will pass. For now. But I would say unless I can get a really good deal, I'm probably not going to mess around with acquiring anybody. Really, no Gold Gloves or Silver Sluggers. Not even... Oh, Silver Slugger hasn't come out yet. Okay. I was about to say, guys, Henry Salgado, OPS plus 176. If that's not good enough for a Silver Slugger, I don't know what is. I gotta get something, right? Oh, Ty Sims got a unanimous Cy Young Award. That's cool. No Silver Slugger for Henry Salgado? Oh, it's because he's a DH. And no, he's not. He's a left fielder. Who the fuck won in left field? I am annoyed now. It's always a good sign when I'm annoyed this early into a season, but here we are. Yeah, okay. I hit 70 home runs. I'll tell you what you can do with those 70 home runs right there. Hey, it's our old pal Rory Gratton got a Silver Slugger. Neat. Alright, amigos. Let us go up to Hall of Fame voting. Time for you to get really annoyed when Garrett Gunnels doesn't get elected again. We'll see, though. Alright. Garrett Gunnels should be the only name on everybody's ballot. Let me be clear about that. The only person worthy of the Hall of Fame ever has ever been Garrett Gunnels. I'm just joking. Mike Klein's going to sail in. There's no disputing that. He gonna sail in. I do like Jeff Burnside. I think he is a worthy Hall of Famer as well. I will vote for Kevin Cranston. He's an interesting dude. I definitely think he's worthy. Tony Diaz, not so much. Marty Duque, not even close. Yeah, I know Julio Garibay hit 500 homers, and I think that's the only thing that maybe convinced me to consider voting for him, but I don't feel great about it. I'll do it, though. I feel more cared about Rodolfo Heredia, who I think was an excellent player in every aspect of the word. A lot of people like Jalen Moore, actually. I can get behind that candidacy. Because I do like players that have a really great peak, and 2 MVPs, and almost 500 homers. Sounds like a pretty good peak to me. Eddie Munoz is screwed. He's basically Garrett Gunnels, but not as good. I still have sympathy for that, and I'd vote for him, but I still think it's going to matter. I like Turcios better, actually, so I'm going to flag him. And I actually will go back, and I will give a vote to my man, Ben Robinson. No, not Ben Robinson. Who's I thinking of? He had a really high average and a lot of walks, and that was pretty much it. God, I've already forgotten him. That's not a great sign. Eddie Munoz. That's the guy I was thinking of. Potentially adding in. Here we go. Who will be the first Pittsburgh Pirate to make the Hall of Fame? It's a very fair question, and I don't know the answer to that. I guess I go for Odom because we do need at some point another starting pitcher in the Hall of Fame. I think he's better than most. Honestly, it's probably going to be Mike Klein, and that's it, though. I think Mike Klein is going to be the only person that definitely makes it. I honestly don't need. I'm generally at this point, I'm setting myself up for failure that Garrett Gunnels is not going to make it. I'd be delighted if he did, but I just don't see it happening. I genuinely don't see it happening. If it was going to happen, it would have happened last year. I could be horribly wrong, and maybe this year, 30% of the voters like, holy shit, he really did deserve the Hall of Fame, and they would have voted him in. But honestly, I'm thinking our best bet now is either Avila or it's going to be, what's his face? Avila or your mother. No, not your mother. Avila or Pozo. You know what, Sergio Lara? Fuck you. I don't care if you are only 24 million. I want no part of you. You've hurt me too many times before. I am no longer interested in your services. Jordan Ambrose would be a very solid addition to the team. He does get hurt. Maybe this is my new gym gender. Maybe I need to get out. Maybe I need to just ignore this. But he'd be such a good reliever, though. Like, they need to keep him out of the damn rotation. He can't handle it. But for $5 million, I kind of think it's worth taking a shot. Then again, I could get John Gage with a better injury history for basically the same amount of money, but he's not as good a pitcher. A curveball cutter is a pretty dope combo, but he's not good enough at either one. He's got 2+ pitches, he just doesn't throw them for strikes often enough. And that's an issue. But I might check, like, the bargain bin instead. Like Eric Roberts. Hi, Eric. You are a very good pitcher, you're just not a starter. So I could definitely see you coming in as a long man and being very perfect. Did you pitch for me at one point? No, you didn't. It turns out that not everyone in Major League Baseball's pitched for me at one point or another. I know, I'm as shocked as you are. Alright. So if we look at those starting pitchers on our roster, I am overwhelmed by meh. If we could get a 60 caliber starter, I would feel really good about our chances. I don't think there is one on the market, though. There is, and it's Corey. I'm not going to pay big bucks for a pitcher that has an injury history. Again. Oh, I see Mike Gresham's issue. He only has 2 pitches. That's not great. That is not great at all. Ricky's pretty old, and we'd lose a draft pick. Paul Abraham is vaguely intriguing, but I kind of want to keep my expenditures relatively low, so I'm getting someone that's going to change my team. I like Jobson as the closer, but I think if we got Jordan Ambrose too, I think we'd have a much better and deeper bullpen. We're doing team options all 3 years if you want a 3-year deal. That's just how we're going to roll here. Now let us look at offensive players. Laura also can't play center anymore. That's the reason I don't care about him. But I really don't care about him because he hurt my feelings too often. Yeah, people are asking for big paydays for players that are just frankly not that great. People were saying I needed a team captain, but I can't remember if that was this series or the other series. We want team home screen and then team chemistry. I don't have a captain. I'm looking at Avila, the catcher. Not just because I've had good luck with people named Avila, but he fills a leadership role. And he's got the potential to be a reasonably good catcher. At the very least, he's a great backup catcher. And he could potentially be a good starter. Are you a minor league free agent? Is that how you ended up here? Or are you from the Indies? Oh, you're an international free agent. Yeah, I will happily offer up for Avila here. And nobody else here really strikes me as that good. They all want too much money or they're not good enough. Which, sorry to break it to you, but that's just the truth. It'll make the owner happy because I'm not going to be spending very much money, which means he's going to make a lot more profit. But our best bet might be trading for a veteran. But I'm also kind of curious to see what Brian Williamson could manage. Given the opportunity. Because, let me be clear, he is not the same kind of hitter that Cerulli was, and we're definitely going to be lacking a bit of power now. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. Is there a good bargain basement starter, like a proper starting pitcher I can take a shot on? A sidearm righty who's coming off of major elbow surgery and has never had a great season doesn't strike me as the most encouraging type. Jonathan Jeffers is quite frankly not that good. Yeah, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm really thinking of running it back. With the pitching staff we've got. I'm really concerned about Mike Grasham. Everything about him says he should be better, and maybe he will be if he's in a park where he won't give us many homers. We've only got 2 pitches, though, and your third pitch is so crappy, I really worry about that. Then again, he's pretty consistent with 2 to 3 wins, even despite his lack of a third pitch. And it seems like home runs are his big issue, so if he maybe comes to us, it won't be as big an issue. Am I talking myself into him? A little bit. I could bring Edgar Guzman back. Alright, Mike, I'll tell you what we're going to do here. This is a big fat no. 5 years, And I want a team option in there. Actually, let's make it 4 years. With the team option. Because if we do get deep into the postseason, we're going to need a pitcher of his caliber to help carry us through. And he is flawed. But that makes him not as expensive as he could be. So I'm going to give this a shot and see if this is something he would take. He would. So we're going to see how this helps us remake the team. Honestly, I really badly want Avila, though. If I could get only one player in this free agent class that I've offered to, it would be Avila. And then we'll just ride with Williamson or Wright, or try to get like a good trade target. Either one of which would be pretty welcome. Good. Go back to Boston. Jerk. We're happy about getting Eric Roberts. You're not going to be starting my dude, though. You are not going to be starting at all, my friend. You're going to be a reliever, and a good one. That is what you were brought here for, to be a good reliever. I'm sorry the fans are sad. How much money did you get? You got $7 million for 1 year from Philly. That's actually not unreasonable. Who's Kevin Salerno? He literally pitched for me last season. I forgot about him. That doesn't say much. We did get Ambrose, so we can give him a shot. I apparently love me some broken down relievers. It's the only thing that gets me through the day, I guess. Nope. Eric Wolf is not remotely interesting to me. Not even a little bit. Might be able to grab a decent outfielder in the Rule 5. That'd be pretty dope. Why do I have Rob Collins? Oh, I drafted you. And I even, like, let you pitch a little bit. Good for you, man. Good for you. I no longer care about you, though, so I'm removing you from my short list. Alright, how many slots do I have available in Rule 5? I could take 3 players in the Rule 5. That seems pretty good. You know I love me getting some medium to high potential guys on my team. There are some pretty decent relievers here, actually. I don't want to lose Matt Hawkins. I think I'd rather give him a chance. So I'm going to go and add him to the 40-man so I don't have to worry about him. Wait, why is Matt Hawkins even in the Rule 5 draft? He's not eligible, is he? Oh, I traded Matt Hawkins. That's right. He's actually developed semi-well. Do I take him back in the Rule 5? I'm kind of tempted, actually. I'm kind of real tempted. Like, I think it just gives us a better choice than Dominguez right now. Although he's not a great hitter or anything. But let's keep looking for the moment. I could take Matt Hawkins. I'm really tempted, actually. Because Dominguez's, like, his major benefit was that he plays a competent center field and offers a little bit of pop off the bench. But the thing is, he hasn't shown either of those things all that much in the majors. And I do have a center fielder that I don't trust super well. Let's go ahead and take Matt Hawkins. Let's bring him home. And then I feel pretty good about our bullpen now. I don't feel the need to rush out and add more players. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep going. I'm just going to go ahead and ignore the rest of the draft. So before we go any farther, I'm actually going to go ahead and trade Dominguez. I know a lot of people have wanted him in the past. And if I can get a good prospect for him, I'm just going to trade him. Because he no longer has a role on my team. Hawkins is going to take his job. And if I can get a top-tier prospect, I think it's worth it to me. Wow, the Cubs really don't want to keep Xavier Brown for whatever reason. So I guess the question is, do I want a pretty solid reliever or do I want a pretty solid first baseman? I think I'd rather have the reliever. Because if he can develop a little bit more in our system, he even could turn into a starter. So I think it's worth acquiring him. And do you have an additional prospect, perhaps? I would give up a fair bit to get Mario Amaro in our system. Like, I know he's a ways away from the majors, but he would be a blue chipper in our system. Yeah, you're not asking for much, though. No, I don't think I can ask for that. I don't think I'm going to be able to give them what they want. We'll trade for Alex Amaya. Yeah, I don't care if you get a heartburn or not, my dude. I don't need Herman Dominguez anymore. We'll complete the deal. Someone's going to play him as a starter, and they're probably going to have a fairly solid time of it. But he wasn't going to get that opportunity here because he's not as good as Jones, and he's not as well-rounded as Hawkins is. Alright, so we got Avila and we got Gresham, which is a very solid offseason, I think. And we're going to have ourselves a good old-fashioned position battle, because I don't know who's going to win the starting catching job. It might be Avila, it might be Joe. Maybe it's leaning Joe or Avila, because we do need that bit of pop. But I do think they're both going to get plenty of opportunities to play. I'm not going to trade Herrera yet, but his days on this club are numbered. Avila is actually the better catcher. He's just a different kind of catcher, right? It'll be a true competition. And I'll probably end up playing both of them a fair bit to figure out what we've got. So let's, before we end our off season here. No, you want to get paid, and I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to stand in your way. I'm not sure if 14 million is worth you either. Hill and Salgado still are just in the arbitration stage, so I can respect that. So, let's talk Mario Pozzo. Mario Pozzo is nearing the end of his storied Major League career, but he is still producing at a pretty high level. There's a lot to be said for locking him up and making sure he finishes his career here in Pittsburgh. My lad here has an outside shot at 3,000 hits. He'd have to play for 3 more seasons till he's 39. But if he does, and assuming his production doesn't drop off, then he would be an almost guaranteed Hall of Famer. He might be a guaranteed Hall of Famer now, but then I thought that about Gunnels too, and, well, look where we are. Now, he is 36, and his scouting reports have been trending in the wrong direction, right? He is not the game-changing force he once was. He doesn't hit as well as he used to. He doesn't have as much pop or as much bat control as he used to. So the question becomes, how much do we give him to come back to us? I was saying it's something we want to do at all. Now, very important point to make here. I don't have a really credible third baseman on this roster. I just don't. Barring Robbie Rodriguez moving back to third, which I guess he wouldn't be the world's worst at. I want you to be in AAA this season. And I'm actually going to move you back to third and see if you can hang at that position. Like, I know you're not quite as good defensively, but as a 1 or 2 year transition, you might be pretty solid. Robbie and Spinello are also both going to get opportunities. Jordan Barrios is a relatively good catching prospect. I just don't see a need for him right now. I might be trading him in the near future too. Victor Coro could play third, but he's not a very good hitter. Yeah, so that's the real quote-unquote problem of Pozzo. The real problem is, if I don't re-sign him, I don't have a replacement. So I'm going to ask him for his contract extension opinions. I am not giving him that long a contract. How about this, my friend? I won't trade you, and I will promise you the starting lineup. We're going to do 3 years with 2 team options. All right, this is perfect for me. Yes, he's making less money, about 10 million less, but I have enough flexibility to get to send him on his way if it turns out he does decline dramatically. And it gives me time to let Robbie Rodriguez find himself in the minors, so I feel pretty good about that. Did Garrett Gunnels get what he deserved? How much money did Nate Simmons make? Really? You signed for like the veteran minimum. I would have brought you back for that. Oh, I non-tendered him. That's right. I non-tendered him. Yeah, we're better off without him. Hall of Famer voters, I beg you. Why not Garrett Gunnels? Why not Garrett Gunnels? You're not Gunnels believe the prestige he would bring to the Hall of Fame. I've just doomed him with that. I have no regrets, though. I've never thought of that before. Yes. Excellent. Our first unanimous Hall of Famer is Mike Klein. I don't think Gunnels is going to make it, guys. He keeps coming really, really close, but unfortunate. If the question is, are we a better team right now? I think the answer is yes, question mark. I think we have a better pitching staff, although Gresham is definitely kind of dodgy, my dudes. He's definitely kind of dodgy. I wish the best for my beloved home country, but I do not wish to partake. That'd be cool, though, if you're like an indie guy and you got it. That would be pretty dope, actually. The owner wants a big old pile of profit, and he's not going to quite get that, but I think we're going to be a better team, so I think he'll be happy with that. How are you undecided right now? I have given you decades of faithful service and multiple championships. How about you back the fuck off? I just feel like, wow, he's been doing awesome. We've had a lot of money for the free agent market. This hasn't been any good free agents. For whatever reason, either the league's talent is too diluted, which I definitely think is a likely candidate. Almost certainly. Or this is more a function of not having of people just keeping the players they've got for longer because of the way our financials work now. I don't know. You would give me Tak Hing Foong, to which I decline. I don't need another player like this. I've already got one. He was literally replacement level last year. No. Cease your incessant prattling, AI. I see you need a right fielder. Have you considered this player that can't play anything? Joe Jane's got $7 million. Good for him. I'm proud of you, Joe. And I'm sure my fan interest is still just fine. Yeah. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. So we always have to be aggressive in positioning our players here. All right. spring training invites for Omar Spineo. If Jordan Munoz could take a step forward, he would have a definite inside track on one of the corner outfield spots going forward. Let's give him a spring training invite and see what he can figure out. On that, this is good. We're going to do a bit of the old 6-man rotation, as per usual. And go ahead and set us up here. I actually really like this setup, if we can make this work. Brian Williamson could be a leadoff guy. He's just going to take him some time, but I think he could do it. Give us a true leadoff hitter that we haven't had in a long time, which lets us bump everybody else down and just makes us a better team. I do not like starting Toro over Revelar, however. Although Toro is a world-class second baseman. Let's do once every 5 games. And let's just see how he turns out with a full chance to do the thing. A lot of emails. Let's delete them all. Cool. Gresham is going to be interesting. And I think a big part of whether we become better, the worse, or stay the same is going to rely on his right arm. Because he's got everything you want in a pitcher, but for that third pitch being so terrible. What I could do is I could get creative with him. I could make it so he never sees 3 trips in the order, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. I think El Paso Maples is a fantastically stupid name when there are very few maple trees in El Paso. What with it being in the desert and all? But I mean, they can't all be Portland Skyhawks. Even Detroit Fusion is pretty dope, even if there's like no nuclear plant in Detroit that I'm aware of. That's still pretty dope, though. This is the opposite of dope, however. Holy shit. Poor Chris Merrill. That was a rough couple of days. Billy Lana's gonna miss a few weeks. And I literally just signed you, and in true Jim Gender fashion, you blow out your arm in spring training. This bullpen is looking mighty weak all of a sudden. There's got to be a couple of free agent relievers still around, right? Like some reasonably good ones is all I'm asking for. Asking for a friend. We're probably going to need to just convert some starters for now. And then maybe check the waiver wire on opening day and see if we can't grab a reliever that way. I've literally never heard anybody call Bryce Harper Bam Bam. I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. We used to call my cousin, one of my younger cousins, that because of like the kid from Flintstones. Um, but yeah, that seems weird. Alright, friends, let's start culling the roster. You'll be fine. Oh my god, if you take fucking Jobson 2 game, I will stab the internet. The whole internet gets stabbed in the face. Jordan Banos definitely goes to the minors. And I think we trade Jose Herrera. I'm thinking we need a reliever. What you got for me, game? We could bring back friend Robbie Guerrero. And if I can get them to eat some of his salary, I will do it. I will make him the ultimate reliever. Oh, you are eating most, if not all, of his salary. What if I did 100% and see if I like threw in? No, you want like a really good player if I do that. Yeah, look at that bullshit. You crippled 3 of my bullpen guys. And not my bad ones either. Like, some of my best ones are all basically going to miss the season because you're a little bitch, game. If I ask you to eat 90% of his salary, what do I have to give you? Something I'm quite frankly not prepared to give up right now. So I'm going to say never mind, and I'm going to drop my requirements to 80. No. Alright, you can have Orega. Oh no, you're not a starter. You're going to be a reliever, and you're going to be a damn good one. That is what I brought you here to be. Boy, if you had told me beginning of this season, yeah, I don't know what I would have believed. That we basically our entire bullpen is now gobsmacked. It's fine. It's not fine, but it's fine for right now. Alright. I presently have 16 pitchers. I want it max 13, so 3 gotta go. Goodbye, Manny. Way goodbye, Ikonen. I like Franklin Grady and want to give him a proper shot. That's what I acquired him for. Goodbye, Irvin Moreno. And goodbye, Xavier Goodwin. Okay. That gives me a pitching staff of 12, which isn't as bad as it sounds. I'm looking to run a 5-man rotation. Jesus Solano, what if I turned you into a reliever? Actually, if we look at pitching ratings, is anyone starting that should be relieving? Solano or Camp? Actually, how much better would you become, Solano, if I turned you into a reliever? How much stuff would you gain? You basically are the same pitcher. You don't really change all that much. But what about Joe Camp? Because Joe Camp throws really freaking hard and doesn't have that great of stamina to begin with. If I went from here to here and then did... Joe Camp does get a fair bit better. So, who's going to be our closer? We're going to do Joe Camp as closer that we bring in as early as the 8th inning. I'm going to set up Eric Roberts to be our setup guy in the 7th. No, Padilla. You are definitely a high leverage reliever. Sal Rada's going to do emergency starting long relief. I like Carrillo in the back end of the bullpen. I'm going to make you a middle reliever as well. And we're going to see how you both do. Because someone has to lead this bullpen, and it might end up being Joe Camp. Did I promise you starting? I did promise you starting pitcher, but I think being the closer is almost as good. So hopeful that you won't be too grumpy with me if we do this. Alright, that's the pitching staff set up. I've got to get rid of some position players now. Jackson to the minors for sure. Robbie Rodriguez is slowly improving, but I still want him to play in the minors this season. Blanco, Celaya, and Munoz can all go to the minors. Or maybe not. Because I don't want Spinello starting the season in the majors. I want him playing in AAA. I could trade Jorge Hidalgo. I do need another outfielder. Let's call up Celaya, and Celaya can be our additional outfielder. And I am definitely going to check the waiver wire for relievers. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten to set my lineup. I'm just too eager to check the waiver wire. Ooh, you are a one-pitch reliever, my friend. That is not a good look. Now, a fastball slider guy like Tommy Roberts, I think does sound like a good choice. Let me go ahead and claim Tommy Roberts and see where that gets us. Alright, let's set up the opening day lineup. Lineups, I should say. We always start with the lineups first, because that's what matters the most. Batting ratings. So, one moment. Hey, pardon me. Right. Brian Williamson is only rated a 42, I think, because he hasn't fully unlocked what he's capable of yet. I'm going to make you my opening day right fielder. I am going to let you go ahead and lead off. Is there any reason not to? No. Alright. This then puts me in the amazing position of letting... I want you to be 3-4-5 in some combination. Salgado bats third. Or second, actually. Yeah, let's have Salgado bat second. Then Mr. Hill bats third. Followed by Mike Iglesias as the cleanup guy, playing designated hitter. What? No. Don't you dare ever bench Henry Salgado. He is the key to our salvation at this point. Pozo's got that really good on-base skill still, so I think Pozo's the best fit for fifth. Not Toro, Pozo. Then Mario Revelar hits sixth. Is there any reason not to try Avila as our starting catcher? He is really close to Joe. He is older, and he's actually the better catcher. So I think we do let Avila be our starting catcher. Batting seventh. Who's going to be our shortstop to open up the season with Clint Daly on the IL? Let's compare Villalobos and Corral. I guess you could do Toro. Yeah, let's put Toro at shortstop. I think Toro is overall the best player we've got in terms of potential offense and defensive capabilities. Victor Corral's really close, but he's kind of error prone, so I think he's better served as a backup. So Mr. Manny Toro, you will be our opening day shortstop. Anthony Jones is still a fantastic center fielder, so I think we kind of have to let him start. Alright, let's generate some depth charts based on this, and then we'll take a quick look here. I am not going to swap Joe this frequently with Avila. Does he have like a giant hole in his swing? Is that the issue here? No, he's perfectly cromulent against either hand. Yeah, you're going to get a start once every 5 games. I think that's reasonable. 83-64 versus 71-83. Toro is more sure-handed. I think Toro is the better choice. So I'm going to go ahead and set you to if starter tired and if starter tired. I know Henry Salgado's not a brilliant left fielder. Not much is asked of him. He'll be fine. And just copy this depth chart, actually. Do I want Hawkins playing in right field regularly? I'm actually okay with this. I don't have a problem with Hawkins starting once every few games. I think that's going to be good. Yeah. I feel reasonably good about the efficacy of our backup options. Cool. Are we a better offense this season than we were last season? Well, Brian Williamson is not Johnny Cerulli. What he is, though, is a prototypical leadoff guy who should hopefully get on base lots and lots of times, steal the odd base, and be of top quality. We added Mario Avila, and I don't know if he's going to be a starting catcher forever. He might eventually transition to being the backup for Joe. But I think Avila does have a lot to offer this team. Manny Toro is shortstop. I mean, Clint Daly basically provides no offense on a regular basis, so I don't see how he could be a lot worse. Maybe. So are we a better lineup? Yes-ish. If the key this season is going to be Pozo. If Pozo starts to slip and slip dramatically, that might be a big problem for us. A very big problem, point of fact. You're 20 years old, you're still in rookie ball. Why? Oh, because you struggled pretty badly. That's fair. Yeah. The rotation, we added Mike Grasham. And let's be clear here, he's carrying a lot of weight on this team. I'm hoping that a more homer-friendly environment will reduce his home run rate and that the rest of his pitching will carry us through. The bullpen is a mess. It's not an unsalvageable mess, but it is a mess because not one, not two, but 3 of our top pitchers hit the IL. Hell, Willie Lana might get a chance at some point, but probably not right away. Yeah, over the course of spring training alone, we lost 3 relievers to season-ending injuries. And yeah, you want to give me shit for Umbries, I'll take it. But Jobson and Lozano are both normal injury proneness. So I don't know why I had to lose all 3 of them other than the game just being a dick, but... Man, I don't feel great about this bullpen, but I don't feel terrible about it either. A lot's going to depend on Joe Camp. If Camp can pitch just about every other day and strike people out the way that we know he can, I think we're going to have a reasonably solid base to this bullpen. I think Eric Roberts is going to be a very useful piece. I will happily sign you for 4 more years, my friend. With a team option, of course. This is asking Jesus Solano to make a dramatic improvement from last season, which I think he's capable of. But it is putting a little bit more on his shoulders than I'd like. I don't know why he didn't pitch better, though. Like, truthfully, I look at his skills, and yes, he doesn't throw the hardest. That's fair. But the rest of his game seems pretty good. Like, he doesn't strike a lot of people out, but he strikes out enough. He doesn't walk many people. And he's got a really nice mix of pitches. I love the curveball slider cutter mix. And that's going to make him dangerous against left-handed hitting as well. So, my friends, that is going to conclude today's episode. I hope you are enjoying this series. If you are, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel to get more OOTP every Monday and Friday. Until next time, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you